Apple is joining its competitors, Samsung and Google, in the AI-boosted smartphone market.
The next generation of iPhone has been designed for Apple Intelligence from the ground up.
Okay, this is exciting. That's company CEO Tim Cook unveiling 4 different models of the iPhone 16, Apple's first ever phones built for AI. These new phones, which arrive in Canada later this month, will feature a new A18 chip. Apple says they'll use AI to improve on things like Siri, assistance with writing emails and creating personalized user recommendations. Joining us this morning from London, Ontario, on how this could shake up the global tech industry is technology analyst Levy. Nice to see you.
Good morning, Lindsay. Great to be with you.
So when they say this phone is built for AI, I mean, what does that mean exactly?
So that AI chip that you were talking about, that really was built from the ground up to power AI. When you run AI, it uses a lot of what we call compute resources. It's very hard on your hardware. It requires hardware with a lot of horsepower, and that's what these phones deliver. So high-end chip, lots more memory than they used to have. It can consume huge chunks of data without staggering, without stuttering, without lagging. And so if you try running intense AI applications on older hardware, the device will slow to a crawl. What Apple has done, it's built essentially a supercomputer that fits in your pocket, but at the same time, it's a lot more efficient than previous generations of technology. So it's not like the battery's going to die quickly. In fact, the battery lasts longer on these new, more powerful devices than it does on older, less powerful devices. So it's kind of like it's having your cake and eating it too. It's giving you all the power, but now it lasts all day.
Okay, so let's talk about features. What was told to us? What can we expect?
So we can expect slightly different, slightly larger screens, slightly brighter screens, better battery life, greater efficiency. Apple Intelligence was sort of wound through the entire presentation, and so this is Apple's version of artificial intelligence. So, for example, whenever you want to go write something anywhere on the device, it will make suggestions to you. It'll be your writing assistant. If you're not sure about where that photo that you took ended up on your device, you can ask it, you can prompt it, find me all the photos from our vacation featuring kids at the beach, and it'll pull all of those up. And then if you want to make a video based on all of those, you can prompt it to build that video, do it in the background. So with AI on these devices, instead of skipping from one app to another doing individual tasks, Apple Intelligence ties them all together and it runs them across all of that. So, obviously, the usual new colors, faster, better, but also better software to allow you to get more out of the device.
That sounds pretty amazing if you ask me. And then I also hear that if you're like having some sort of text conversation with somebody, and let's say you were talking about a TV show that you guys are like mutually interested in, it will remind you or something that you've had that conversation?
So it's interesting because Siri is getting a serious brain transplant here. It's been around for a little over a decade. Hasn't always been the smartest person in the room, but Apple says that it will be. And so it will be aware of what you're doing on your device, and it'll be able to pop up suggestions in the middle of a situation. So if you're having a conversation or a text exchange, it'll pull suggestions, say, hey, maybe you want to talk about this, or maybe you want to look that up. It reflects how we use our devices, because we've been doing that all along. You're having a text message, text exchange, you pop out of it to look up something, and then you pop back into it. Now the phone does that for you.
This obviously, because I feel like that's how people are feeling, right? Obviously, this bleeds into the question of privacy. Like, we know our phones are listening. Everybody knows that because the ads that are popping up on my social media are directly correlated with a conversation I've had in person. This feels more in your face. So what are their concerns around this new AI technology, privacy-wise?
Yeah, this isn't an app. This is built into the device, so you can't really get away from it. You can't choose to not engage with AI. And so what Apple has done, they've created what they say that as much as possible, they do AI on the device. So it's not shared with Apple. As soon as you finish the engagement, as soon as the AI finishes doing its thing, that data is deleted. It doesn't go anywhere. If it's a more sophisticated interaction and it requires more computing power, it will use the cloud. It will reach out to Apple for more sort of capability, but then Apple says that even then they won't see what you're talking about. That data will be deleted afterwards. So AI does expose us to greater potential for privacy concerns because it does share a lot more data with third parties like Apple. But at the same time, Apple is saying they've heard the criticisms from other companies, from other sort of attempts at AI, and they're making a significant effort to build greater levels of privacy into their their version of artificial intelligence.
Yeah.
They're promising it, but again, we haven't used it, so we'll see.
Really, really quickly, yes or no? Are you excited about this personally?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, it sounds like you are.
I've needed a phone for a while. I waited. I'll be ordering one.
All right. Tech analyst and journalist Carmen Levy, great to see you. Thanks.
Thanks, Lindsay. Appreciate it.
I'm going to send things.
Hey, thanks for watching. If you liked this, be sure to subscribe here, or you can check out more Your Morning videos right here.